Tenggara administration reports that the eruption of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki has damaged thousands of homes in the area.
It has claimed at least 10 lives and injured 53. Meanwhile, more than 2,300 have been evacuated to 3 shelters.
2,384 houses in 8 villages were damaged due to the eruption of Mount Lewotobi Laki-Laki on Monday. A number of public facilities, including 25 school buildings, also suffered minor to severe damage.
18 preschool buildings, 1 elementary school, 3 junior high schools, and 3 senior high school buildings have been damaged.
In light of this, the East Flores administration has currently elevated the emergency alert status to emergency response.
Korban, jadi ada 10 korban, laki-lakinya ada 4, perempuannya ada 6, kemudian luka-lukanya ada 53 orang, ya, itu ada di berbagai desa, dari desa Dulipali, Lantalu, dan Okeng Jaya yang dirawat di Puskesmas Boru dan Puskesmas Lewolaga, serta yang dirujuk ke Blut Rumah Sakit Dr. Lentikus Fernandes Larantuka ada 1 orang. Kemudian fasilitas umum yang rusak, ya, ada TK, PAUD ada 18 unit, ada SD 1 unit, SMP 3 unit, SMK, SMK itu 3 unit. Lalu rumah hunian masyarakat yang menyebar pada 8 desa itu ada sekitar 2.384 unit. Nah, kemudian fasilitas umum lainnya yang juga terdampak adalah ada asrama 3 unit, ada biara 3 unit, ada kapel 3 unit, ada gedung koperasi 2 unit, bank 2 unit, Bank BRI dan Bank NTT, kantor pos dan giro 1 unit, Koramil dan...
And now, folks, moving on to our next update from the U.S. presidential election. Donald Trump, who survived 2 assassination attempts, was elected the 47th president of the United States on Wednesday in an extraordinary comeback.
I followed professional sports for many, many years, and never have I ever seen a comeback like this before. And you may remember the former president refused to accept defeat 4 years ago when he ran, and that led to a violent insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, and this also led to a conviction with felony charges for the newly elected president.
Yes, during the election, Trump cleared the 270 electoral votes needed to clinch the presidency by winning in Wisconsin. This victory validates his bare-knuckle approach to politics. He attacked his Democratic rival Kamala Harris in deeply personal terms as he argued that the country is flooded by illegal migrants.
That's right, and he has vowed to pursue an agenda centered on dramatically reshaping the federal government and retribution against naysayers.
Donald Trump spoke at an election party in West Palm Beach in Florida, surrounded by family, friends, and top political supporters.
Trump told the audience that at his election night party early Wednesday that it was, quote, time to unite as a country.
Former First Lady Melania Trump stood near her husband and was joined by Barron, her youngest son, as well as her older children, Don Jr., Eric, Ivanka, and Tiffany.
Thank you very much. Wow. Well, I want to thank you all very much. This is great. These are our friends. We have thousands of friends on this incredible movement. This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before. And frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this in this country and maybe beyond. And now it's going to reach a new level of importance because we're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly. We're going to fix our borders. We're going to fix everything about our country. And we made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and It is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Okay, a lot of questions around what kind of policies that will predictably come out of Donald Trump's presidency for the second time. Well, on sustainable investing, a Trump win would allow him to follow through on his campaign promises to roll back green regulations, curbing oil and gas drilling and coal mining, which could boost shares in those sectors. Trump also has said he would rescind all unspent funds under the Inflation Reduction Act, the Biden-Harris administration's signature climate law that includes hundreds of billions of dollars in subsidies for electric vehicles, solar, and wind energy. And Trump has also vowed to fire Gary Gensler as chair of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, and that would be a setback for U.S. sustainable funds' ability to press companies for policy changes and potentially make those funds less appealing. And what about on emerging markets? Well, even before the election, concerns over Trump's policies had weighed on emerging economies. In addition to tariffs on China, Trump has said he would slap a tariff as high as 200% on Mexican vehicle imports. And if this happened, analysts say Mexico's pesos could weaken beyond 21 to the dollar. This is a level not seen in more than 2 years. And what about on commodities? Trump will aim to maximize U.S. oil and gas drilling by expanding federal leasing and rolling back environmental regulation where possible. This is a policy agenda that would make the country remain the world's top petroleum producer, and he is likely to ramp up enforcement of oil sanctions on Iran. This is something that could trim a swathe of world crude supply. Soybeans are also in the crosshairs. U.S. merchants had been racing to ship a record large harvest ahead of the election amid fears of renewed trade tensions with China, which is the world's biggest soy importer. China, which failed to fully comply with the 2020 agreement with the Trump administration to buy more U.S. agricultural goods, has purchased fewer U.S. soybeans this marketing year and almost no corn. And soybean prices are down 25% compared to a year ago. What about currencies, right? A Trump presidency is seen strengthening the U.S. dollars, with investors expecting his policies to lead to higher inflation and growth, with a Trump administration expected to make a softer line on cryptocurrency regulation. Bitcoin is also another potential winner. So the world's largest cryptocurrency rose to an all-time high on Wednesday. And what about stocks? Trump's promise of less regulation, lower taxes for big corporations, more oil production, and tough immigration policy point to stronger growth and inflation are viewed as positive for equities. So sectors such as banks, technology, defense, and fossil fuels are likely to benefit. And Goldman Sachs estimates Trump's plan to cut the corporate tax rate to 15% from 21% would raise S&P 500 earnings by about 4%.
Okay. All of those things you mentioned, to me, all leads to one thing, which is strengthening the U.S. economy. And that was a huge sticking point with all of the voters across the U.S. I wasn't expecting it to be such a runaway victory. But the number one thing, apparently, on most of the voters' minds was the state of the economy that the U.S. is in. They believe they were in a much worse position despite 2021, them being in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic as well. So again, very surprising at the turnout, but then not surprised considering what was the reason people were voting Trump as opposed to Harris.
Yes, indeed. And still on the U.S. election, Kamala Harris recently conceded the 2024 presidential election to Republican rival Donald Trump.
She delivered her messages in a speech at her alma mater, Howard University in Washington, D.C.
During her statement, Harris said, quote, "So let me say my heart is full today." She also stated that the outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say the light of America's promise will always burn bright.
Harris, who was once viewed as a potential savior for the Democratic Party after Joe Biden's re-election campaign stalled, is now contending with a profound rejection by American voters in this year's presidential election.
A senior advisor to the vice president said that Harris called Trump on Wednesday afternoon to concede the election and congratulate him on his victory. Although Harris trailed Trump in every battleground state, it was not enough to secure her victory.
My heart is full today, full of gratitude for the trust you have placed in me, full of love for our country, and full of resolve. The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up and as long as we keep fighting.
And moving on, Chief of the Presidential Communication Office, Hasan Nasbi, stated that President Prabowo Subianto is still waiting for the official result of the U.S. presidential election, although Donald Trump claimed victory.
The newly elected Indonesian president is currently scheduled to meet with Joe Biden in the United States next week. However, this may change with recent developments following the U.S. presidential election.
He said this during the cabinet meeting at the presidential office in central Jakarta Wednesday.
Pak Presiden tentu masih menunggu hasil Pilpres Amerika, tapi memang kunjungan ke Amerika memang dijadwalkan untuk bertemu dengan presiden yang sekarang dulu. Tapi tentu nanti kita lihat perkembangan di sana. Bisa saja kemudian berkembang untuk, ya kan nanti setelah Bapak Presiden di sana kan mungkin sudah ada hasil sementara. Walaupun belum inaugurasi, tapi juga mungkin bisa bertemu dengan pemenang Pilpres di sana. Siapapun yang menang itu.
Alright folks, so right now we are up for our first short break, but we will return with more news from around Indonesia. So stay tuned, only on the Morning Show.
What's happening now?
President Prabowo Subianto and Vice President Gibran Buming Raka that took their oaths of office at the Parliament building earlier today.
Exclusive interviews and all the latest entertainment.
We don't talk only about the money, but we talk about the timing.
Spice up your afternoon with a variety of up-to-date information.
Buenos Aires, Argentina, where Liam Payne passed away on Thursday.
Don't miss it with 3-hour news show every day at 5 p.m.
And I'm starting my journey old style on this beautiful traditional Felucca sailboat. There's no wind to sail this time, Abea. Hello. Hi. When I found these guys, it's like Noah's Ark back here.
Since I was young, I had an intense desire to discover the world around me.
This is my first time driving in South America.
That hasn't changed, just the level of adventure. Now, every journey has a purpose. And each time I venture out to explore new destinations around the globe.
Yeah. That's a biggie under there.
I am following my travel quest.
I'm Eric Hansen. When I see a trail, I see more than a path from point A to point B. A good trail is the ultimate opportunity to explore, to discover new landscapes, and to challenge myself. When I don't have a pack on my back, I'm thinking about my next big adventure, because my mission is simple. My mission is to discover the world's most epic trails.
What's up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Christian Hansen. In this video, we will be exploring Are we ready, guys? Yeah! I have a new video coming up tonight, so I have to make sure everything is ready, but this has been a great trip.
Again with me, Chef Putri, on only at Satisfactory. Now we're gonna put more Parmesan cheese on top. I will be sharing with you guys one of the most easiest recipe for you guys to make at home. This is it, peanut butter seed cake. Only at Satisfactory, cook healthy and cook happy.
I'd update you on the top stories from Indonesia. Acting Jakarta Governor Teguh Setiabudi visited the Green Garden Pump House in West Jakarta Wednesday. This is to ensure the facility's readiness ahead of the rainy season.
The Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, predicts that heavy rains and strong winds will continue to hit the greater Jakarta area for the next 3 days.
An active Kelvin wave has formed cumulonimbus clouds, which has caused sudden heavy rains despite scorching weather.
Acting Jakarta Governor Teguh Setiabudi visited the Green Garden Pump House in Kebonjeruk, West Jakarta on Wednesday. He was there to ensure the readiness of the pump house to face the rainy season. This was done because flooding is a priority for the Jakarta administration to deal with. Additionally, they will implement weather engineering to anticipate flooding during the peak of the rainy season.
Kita betul-betul mengantisipasi musim hujan yang sudah mulai tiba, khususnya untuk mitigasi terkait masalah banjir. Jadi pada waktu awal saya menjabat PPDJ, antisipasi terhadap musim hujan dan gas banjir akan menjadi salah satu prioritas juga.
The Green Garden Pump House was established in 2022 and it has been overcoming flooding in the area ever since. Meanwhile, the Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, predicts that the heavy rains and strong winds will still hit the greater Jakarta area for the next 3 days. The dynamics of a Kelvin wave that remains active has formed cumulonimbus clouds, resulting in sudden heavy rain during hot weather.
Saat ini terpantau aktif gelombang atmosfer Equatorus B dan juga Kelvin, di mana gelombang atmosfer tersebut diprediksi akan masih aktif hingga 3 hari ke depan, di mana kondisi inilah yang menjadi salah satu faktor pemicu terjadinya hujan dengan intensitas sedang hingga lebat di wilayah Jabodetabek.
Riau, Jambi, South Sumatra, Maluku, and North Maluku may experience heavy rains accompanied by strong winds. Therefore, the BMKG urges those living in disaster-prone areas to be vigilant of floods, fallen trees, and landslides. They also reminded them to stay updated about the weather situation by monitoring BMKG reports. CTD contributors reporting from Jakarta.
And moving on to our next update, a downpour caused a landslide in Pagedangan, Tangerang Regency, Banten on Tuesday.
The Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency, or BMKG, said that the landslide was caused due to intense rainfall. A downpour in Tangerang Regency in Banten caused a landslide that cut off the Rancahaur Road due to a pit that measured 7 meters deep.
Some suspect the landslide might have been caused by water from a breached pool or housing complex water tank. This is because water tanks with small drainage lines might erode the ground that could lead to landslides.
Authorities have advised the public to avoid the cordon-off area due to unstable ground, which may lead to additional landslides.
Ini sebelumnya memang sudah diawali dengan hujan, yaitu pada tanggal 3 itu juga sudah ada hujan, itu 47,2 mm per hari. Kemudian tanggal 4 itu juga ada hujan juga 4,6 mm per hari, ini lebih kecil. Kemudian pada tanggal 5 itu curah hujannya 66,8 mm per hari. Gitu. Kemudian itu yang satu hari itu yang cukup besar itu tanggal 5 juga pada jam 15.30 sampai jam 16.30 cukup lama. Itu curah hujannya itu 55,8 mm per jam. Ya, artinya dengan yang tadi kan milimeter per hari, ini cukup tinggi juga.
And in other local news, President Prabowo Subianto have said that officials should no longer support nor become involved in online gambling. He made this statement during a cabinet meeting at the presidential office in central Jakarta on Wednesday.
Meanwhile, the Metro Jaya Regional Police recently named in their wanted list 2 individuals from the Indonesian Digital Affairs and Communications Ministry for online gambling.
Online gambling was one of the main topics which was discussed during the cabinet meeting on Wednesday. During the meeting, President Prabowo Subianto also expressed his wish that all institutions and ministries must unite to combat online gambling and refrain from covering each other's misconduct.
According to the Digital Affairs and Communications Minister Mutia Hafid, the government has shut down more than 220,000 online gambling sites as of November the 3rd. The cabinet meeting itself took place days before President Prabowo Subianto embarked on his first official work trip overseas.
He said that even when he was out of the country, the president encouraged that all ministers and heads of institutions report the issue to him directly.
Ini bahasa beliau, tidak boleh ada yang membacking, yang membantu atau apapun itu. Jadi saya rasa kali ini pernyataan beliau kembali tegas terkait perang terhadap judi online. Beliau mengingatkan bahwa korbannya adalah masyarakat yang tidak mampu sebagian besar. Jadi tidak boleh lagi ada kong kali kong. Ini juga mengutip persis ucapan beliau, bekerja sama, bersatu untuk melawan judi online. Beliau juga melihat selain memang dalam rangka perlindungan terhadap masyarakat terutama yang tidak mampu, beliau juga melihat bahwa kalau misalnya judi online dapat berhasil kita perangi bersama, ini bisa membantu daya beli dan pertumbuhan ekonomi bisa naik.
Meanwhile, investigators from the Metro Jaya Regional Police Violent Crimes Subdirectorate continue to look into an online gambling case involving 11 individuals, which include those from the Communication and Digital Affairs Ministry.
Now, furthermore, 4 out of the 11 are civilians. Investigators have also included 2 other individuals with the initials A and M in their wanted list.
Ada tersangka yang telah ditetapkan sebagai DPO berinisial A. Penyidik juga telah mengidentifikasi tersangka DPO lain dengan inisial M. Terhadap tersangka DPO A dan M, maka penyidik Subdit Jatanras di Treskrimum Polda Metro Jaya masih terus melakukan pengejaran secara intensif. Kemudian yang ingin sampaikan di akhir adalah bahwa Polda Metro Jaya terus berkomitmen untuk mengusut tuntas semua pihak yang terlibat, baik dari sisi oknum internal Kementerian Komdiji, bandar, dan pihak-pihak lain yang terlibat dengan menerapkan tindak pidana perjudian atau tindak pidana pencucian uang, ya, atau TPPU.
On to another story. The Central Java branch of Pertamina Patra Niaga Company, Central Java Energy and Mineral Resources Agency, as well as Bina Marga and Cipta Karya agencies from the Public Works and Housing Ministry, on Wednesday concluded the handover of a clean water facility at Nambarsari village in Wonogiri.
The facility was built to support a government program designed to combat extreme poverty in the area.
Within 2 weeks, the collaboration has led to the construction of 1 water tank, pipe installation, and water systems which benefit 30 households as well as a mosque in the area.
Central Java Pertamina Patra Niaga Company Communication Relations and CSR Area Manager Brasto Galinugroho said the construction of clean water facilities were done to allow public access to clean water and sanitation as part of the country's sustainable development goals.
Meanwhile, head of the Sewu Lau Regional Office of the Energy and Mineral Resources Ministry, Budi Setiawan, said that water facilities were built at Ngambarsari village since it is a priority area for a government program aimed at combating extreme poverty. Aside from that, a clean water source is one of the village's primary needs.
Jadi ini merupakan bentuk kepedulian dari Pertamina Patraniaga, bentuk tanggung jawab sosial dan lingkungan dari Pertamina Patraniaga untuk juga mendukung program prioritas dari pemerintah daerah. Dalam hal ini kami berkolaborasi dengan Dinas SDM Provinsi Jawa Tengah dan juga Dinas Pekerjaan Umum, Bina Marga dan Cipta di Jawa Tengah. Harapannya bantuan ini dapat bermanfaat gitu ya bagi masyarakat karena air bersih adalah prioritas pembangunan gitu ya, dan itu juga disebut dalam Sustainable Development Goal.
Terima kasih kepada PT Pertamina Patraniaga Patra yang pada kesempatan ini membantu penyediaan air bersih karena pada saat pemetaan hal-hal yang dibutuhkan salah satunya adalah saluran air bersih yang lebih higienis istilahnya seperti itu karena yang ada selama ini kan terbuka.
And now moving on to our next update, as Indonesia and Russia are conducting their first ever joint naval exercises in the Java Sea this week. The drills aim to strengthen military coordination between the two countries.
Both parties held the pre-sail brief or tactical floor game at the Battleship Training Center of the 2nd Indonesian Navy Fleet Command in Surabaya, East Java on Wednesday.
The first joint naval exercise between Indonesia and Russia have reached the harbor phase on the last day of Phase 1. Both parties worked together to make plans during the tactical floor game or pre-sail brief. More than 80 personnel from both sides joined the brief, accompanied by qualified translators to bridge the language barrier. Both sides conducted various drills, which included flag signaling, maritime integration operations or MAIO exercise, helicopter boarding, ship maneuvering and boarding exercises, as well as cross-deck and maritime security drills.
Untuk persiapan ini sudah tahap akhir, jadi kita sudah menyelesaikan sampai dengan tahap pre-sail brief dan besok kita akan berangkat menuju ke laut bersama-sama. Pada saat kita saling sharing di operational officer brief atau antar para perwira operasi ini berdiskusi, itu mereka mendapatkan formulasi untuk kegiatan latihan yang visinya sama dan jadi mereka sudah punya satu pemikiran dalam melaksanakan latihan ini.
The Russian Navy deployed several ships consisting of 3 corvettes, 1 medium tanker, a military helicopter unit, and a tugboat, whereas Indonesia deployed 2 warships and a helicopter unit for this exercise, which will last until November 8. Rizky Anasto, Lutfi Evan for C Today.
There you go. We are going for our quick break. When we come back, my colleague Paul Palele will bring you updates from the world of sports. What are the highlights, Paul?
Thanks, Marissa. So this morning we have some great news from the ASEAN Football Championship 2024 as Indonesia had a huge win over Myanmar to put themselves through to the semifinal rounds. We've also got some good news for Indonesia at the China ASEAN Wushu Championship, where Indonesia has had a big medal haul, 11 gold medals, along with several silver and bronze as well. And from basketball, Arki Wisnu, yes, the big news there from the Indonesian Basketball League. He has, after 13 long years with Satria Muda Pertamina, joined up with Dewa United and could possibly put them as one of the finals contenders in this upcoming regular season. And in other basketball news, the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, it has been announced by the NBA that he will be serving a 3-game suspension over his latest altercation with a Philadelphia media member. And we've got other sports news coming your way as well from the world of climbing and racing. So stay tuned for your Thursday morning sports update. That's coming up next.
Indonesia
has many endemic species. Its wildness and uniqueness make its existence threatened with extinction. So, how do they try to conserve it?
Air butuh tempat, tanaman butuh tempat, hewan-hewan butuh tempat.
Bersama-sama melindungi yang ada di sini ya.
Kita jaga, kita rawat, dan kita lestarikan.
Only in Wild Cage.
Hi wonderful women, welcome to All About Women.
Ketika saya masuk ke S2, kebetulan saya dapat beasiswa S2 Arkeologi UI. Profesor saya bilang, museum itu tempat belajar apapun. Oke, saya bikinlah program sekolah tari tradisional gratis.
Berharap bisa jadi jembatan untuk anak-anak yang memiliki nasib sama seperti saya, supaya juga mereka bisa keluar dari rantai kemiskinan gitu yang sudah turun-temurun di keluarganya.
Selamat datang di Knock the Doc. Wah, senang sekali saya Dr. Esa Brota Asmoro bersama dengan
Hans Lango. Hari ini kita tetap akan membicarakan seputar kesehatan.
Jauh ini yang dirasakan apa nih sama netizen?
Capek.
Multifaktorial penyebabnya. Tidak hanya masalah genetik sebetulnya, tapi juga terkait tadi physical activity maupun nutrisi sehari-hari.
Makanya harus nonton terus Knock the Doc.
Ya, orang memanggil saya Raja Dangdut itu ya, saya sendiri nggak tahu sejak kapan ya. Tapi kan semua itu yang menurut masyarakat.
Ya, maksudnya waktu aku workshop lagi itu aku ngerasa kayak ini relate banget sama aku. Jadi ya udah deh aku ambil.
At the age of 21, Leodra can be considered one of the brightest singers in the Indonesian music industry. Despite the fierce competition, Leodra stands out as one of the most prominent artists.
Hello, you're watching C3 Updates with me, Indra Marpal.
The latest from Indonesia and the world.
Over 200,000 Palestinians working without jobs.
Presented in an accurate,
Expected to reach 4.95 meters.
timely, and up-to-date manner.
Democrat Tim Walz and Republican JD Vance went after each other's running mates on Tuesday.
Only on See Today Updates every Monday to Friday at 2 and 4 p.m.
Okay, Dishanters, so these are the steak menu from Saung Steak Galunggung. A little bit lack of seasoning. This is the famous sate taichan that Bang Khodris sell for about 1,000 every single day.
Welcome back. It's 6:30 a.m. here on the C Morning Show, and it's time for your first Thursday morning sports update. And we begin with some local sports news as the Indonesian futsal team has reached the semifinal round of the 2024 ASEAN Futsal Championship. This, of course, follows their latest 5-1 victory against Myanmar in Group B. The Indonesian futsal team has topped Group B at the 2024 ASEAN Futsal Championship. They crushed their opponents Myanmar 5-1 during a recent match at the Nakhon Ratchasima Stadium in Thailand. Rio Pangestu scored for Indonesia during the 19th minute. Wendy Bryan extended the lead during the 22nd minute. Samuel Eko then found the back of the net during the 23rd minute, while Firman Adriansyah added to the score sheet during the 31st minute. It was continuing to get better for Indonesia from there, as Romin Humandri sealed Indonesia's victory in the 33rd minute, as Indonesia now has gained 9 points after remaining undefeated in all 3 of their group matches and come out of the group at the top of the standings. The team will now be facing Group A runners-up Malaysia in the semifinal round on Friday. Meanwhile, Australia has also secured a spot in the final following a convincing 9-2 victory over Cambodia. And more Indonesian sports news coming your way as the Indonesian Wushu team has surprisingly secured 24 total medals, composed of 11 gold, 7 silver, and 6 bronze at the 2024 China ASEAN Wushu Championship in Nantong, China. Two Indonesian wushu athletes in Terence Cahyadi and Agni Agustin Dinomin secured 2 golds for Indonesia, while Ahmad Gifari Fuaiz, Rainer Rinaldi Ferdiansyah, and Patricia Geraldine secured 1 gold medal each. Indonesian wushu athletes from various regions also secured 1 gold each, and they are Arya Gita Sentosa and Josh Tiasto Tanto from Jakarta, Abigail Fang from North Sumatra, as well as Zefania Adelia Siddhartha from Yogyakarta. Meanwhile, Alexandra Kalista Setiawan, Ahmed Ghazali Fuaiz, and Abigail Fang from North Sumatra all secured silver medals. Theodora Rosa Santoso from Central Java, along with Andreas Simon and Kenneth Cristofani Wijaya from Jakarta, also secured silver medals. And in addition, Ahmad Gifari and Ahmad Ghazali Fuaiz, Geraldine, Jennifer Cahyadi, Siddhartha, and Santoso all secured bronze medals as well. The Indonesian wushu team consists of 17 athletes and 3 coaches. Ahmad Hulaifi and Probo Mulyono are centralized training athletes, while Fuliana hails from North Sumatra. So congratulations to the Indonesian wushu team for that incredible medal haul. It will obviously be coming back to a great homecoming. Let's move on to some local basketball news now, as Indonesian basketball star Arki Dikania Wisnu was officially introduced as part of the Dewa United Banten squad. He has signed a 3-season contract with the club.
Arki Dikania Wisnu has signed with Dewa United Banten. This was confirmed when the club held a press conference on Wednesday. The 36-year-old star has signed a 3-season contract for an undisclosed amount of money. Many are convinced that he can help the club win the IPL this season. He remains as one of Indonesia's best basketball players, although he has passed the 30-year mark. Some believe that his leadership and experience might be what the club need to break to the top 4 of the IPL.
Ada yang muda-muda juga di sini, tapi I think with me there, with Caleb, Hardy, sama Lester, I think we can speed up the process a little more buat mereka buat siap masuk gitu.
Ya, alasan utamanya adalah mental juaranya dia. Kenapa? Karena tahu sendiri kan dengan segudang pengalamannya dia di IBL dan juga prestasinya dia bahwa SM juara 5 kali ya kalau nggak salah ya. Itu yang kita butuhin supaya dia bisa istilahnya menularkan lah ke anak-anak gimana sih how to be a champion.
Arki Wisnu is set to reunite with his teammate from Satria Muda, Hardianus Lakudu, and his national basketball team colleagues, Caleb Wamot and Lester Prosper. Arki is potentially the last player to join Pablo Favorel's squad for the 2025 IPL season. See today reporting from Jakarta.
So here's the statement on why Arki decided on Dewa United, as there were many suitors across the IBL for his services. He said, in reflection, I challenged myself to be able to help other teams who have not won a championship. And the choice ultimately fell on Dewa United, a good team, and they are hungry with victory with Coach Pablo, he said in a written statement. Now, Arki, who parted ways with his previous team, Satria Muda Pertamina Jakarta, after defending them for 13 years, cited the great potential and facilities that are provided by Dewa United as his main reasons for accepting the Banten team's offer, saying that they are showing their seriousness as an organization to compete for a championship. Arki also expressed his determination to collaborate with Dewa United players that he is already familiar with, such as Hardianus, Caleb Ramot Gemilang, Lester Prosper, along with others. Now, not only focusing on achievements, Arki also does admire Dewa United's commitment to the entire sports industry in Indonesia as a whole. Meanwhile, Dewa United Banten CEO Michael Oliver Wellers enthusiastically welcomed Arki's presence as their first recruit this offseason. According to him, the seriousness of Dewa United's management in investing and building a team has not only had a positive impact on basketball, but also on the development of national sports. He considered that even though Arki is not a youth in age, his abilities on the court were still unquestionable, stating that, quote, he is an asset for Indonesia, and for 13 seasons has had a myriad of achievements, including 5 championships and having won the MVP title and bringing the national team to a gold medal at the 2022 SEA Games in Vietnam. Now, with Dewa United making the Final Four last season, let's see if this move is what puts them into the finals this coming season. Meanwhile, in other basketball news, let's shift our attention now to the NBA momentarily. No action taking place yesterday as it was Election Day in the United States, but plenty happening off the court as the NBA suspended Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid on Tuesday for shoving a member of the media. He's now set to go 3 games without pay. His suspension will begin with the next NBA regular season game where he is eligible and able to play. He has yet to play this season due to an injured left knee. Embiid shouted and eventually shoved a Philadelphia newspaper columnist during a locker room altercation on Saturday night. NBA executive Joe Dumars released a statement saying that mutual respect between players and media members is paramount. He added that while they understand Embiid was offended by the personal nature of the original version of the reporter's column, interactions must remain professional and can never turn physical. To put some context, Embiid took issue with Philadelphia Inquirer journalist Marcus Hayes, who mentioned his late brother and son in a column that criticized Embiid's performance and lack of appearances in games. Hayes questioned Embiid's professionalism and lack of effort to stay in shape after playing in the Paris Olympics. Embiid stood and confronted Hayes when reporters entered the locker room to talk to players. So Embiid has been suspended for Philadelphia's next 3 games, which is November 6th against the Los Angeles Clippers, November 8th against the Los Angeles Lakers, and November the 10th against the Charlotte Hornets. The expectation is that Embiid will make his season debut following a suspension on November the 12th against the New York Knicks, which also marks their first game in the NBA in-season tournament. With the punish for Embiid being revealed following the altercation, another question remains, will Hayes be disciplined? And according to TMZ Sports, everything will, quote, remain the same with Marcus Hayes and the Philadelphia Inquiry. No change, as the Inquirer's Senior Director of Special Projects and Communications, Evan Ben, said of Hayes. He is an Inquirer columnist who covers Philadelphia sports teams, and this includes the Sixers. 76ers fans have been waiting for their new star trio of Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Paul George to take to the court for the first time. And now with this latest event, the Philly faithful will have to wait another week with the hopes that Maxey and George can grab a few wins to keep their season afloat during that time. Not looking great for Philadelphia so far in the season, as the Sixers have a 1-5 record after 6 games, sitting 1 spot below the bottom of the standings in the Eastern Conference, with only the struggling Milwaukee Bucks below them with 1 additional loss. Let's see if they can get things back on track when Embiid returns. It's another sports news. Austria's Jessica Pils and Jakob Schubert climbed a 220-meter dam to claim victory at the thrilling Red Bull dual ascent, defeating Swiss duo of Andrea Kumin and Sascha Lehmann at Switzerland's iconic Verzascha Dam.
Switzerland's iconic 220-meter Verzascha Dam, famously featured in the opening scene of James Bond GoldenEye, hosted the 3rd Red Bull dual ascent from October 30th to November the 2nd. The unique multi-pitch climbing competition saw 10 elite mixed teams, including record settlers, Olympic and world champions, battling on parallel 180-meter routes. Austria's Jessica Pils and Jakob Schubert, both Olympic climbing bronze medalists, claimed victory over Swiss climbers Andrea Kumin and Sascha Lehmann in Saturday's final, securing their title as 2024 Red Bull Dual Ascent champions.
Finally, zero gravity, zero problem. Aston Martin Red Bull Racing needed a new challenge after 3 record-breaking pit stops this season. And they found it at an altitude of nearly 10,000 meters on board a cosmonaut training plane.
With support from the Russian space agency Roscosmos, a Formula One team took their 2005 RB1 car to the Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center in Star City, aiming to push limits with a zero-gravity pit stop challenge. Over the course of a week, 16 pit crew members took a crash course in cosmonaut training in preparation for multiple zero-G flights in the plane's fuselage, along with F1 car and a 10-strong film crew. Each flight experienced 22-second bursts of weightlessness during steep parabolic climbs and dives. Carefully timed 15-second filming sessions captured the action as the crew maneuvered the 400 kilograms car mid-air, an unprecedented feat even for a team that has driven F1 cars across extreme landscapes, from Himalayan peaks to desert sands.
Going into the first flight, I wasn't really sure what to expect, and the first time you perform the parabolic maneuver, the positive G compresses you into the floor of the plane, and you're confused and you can't understand what's going on and everything's happening fast. And then when you go into the negative G move, it's just the biggest rush. It's crazy. It's very disorientating, but exciting, and you want it to go on for longer than it does. Suddenly 25 seconds feels like 3 seconds.
The extraordinary experience left the crew with a newfound admiration for their cosmonaut colleagues.
All right, and that last update wraps up our sports segment for now. We'll have a recap for you later on before the end of our show. The C Morning Show is set to step away for a short break, but when we return, Marissa and Archie will be back to share with you the latest from the world of entertainment this Thursday morning. Stay tuned here on the C Morning Show, only on C Today.
Tiap hari begini lah, enak tak enak pun dah terlanjur.
Kau sebut ayam ya? Semua kenal.
Nanti akan saya buktikan bahwa saya akan bisa lebih dari kamu.
Bising, kau yang pertama kali lempar mie, itu papa saya.
Dulu resep ini dari nenek. Nenek turun kasih bapak, bapak turun kasih saya. Nanti turun kasih anak juga.
Hello, you're watching C3 Updates with me, Indra Marpal.
The latest from Indonesia and the world.
Over 200,000 Palestinians working without jobs.
Presented in an accurate,
expected to reach 4.95 meters.
Timely and up-to-date manner.
Democrat Tim Walz and Republican JD Vance run after each other's running mates on Tuesday.
Only on C Today Updates every Monday to Friday at 2 and 4 p.m.
Ada cerita menarik seputar barista yang ada di kedai kopi kamu. Percaya nggak sih ada orang yang nggak buang sampah selama hampir 20 tahun?
Kita punya metode. Jadi sampah-sampah dapur yang begitu bermasalah bagi orang lain, bagi kami justru kita butuhkan.
Rumah Oma Cafe ini adalah tempat pertama yang menjadikan para lansia untuk menjadi pramusaji. Bersama saya Indi Barens di Teman Bicara.
Ya mungkin namanya rumah Sinari Bumi juga tiba-tiba dari istri saya, karena banyak cahaya yang masuk gitu di rumahnya. Jadi kita namakan saja lah rumahnya Rumah Sinari Bumi.
Modern tropis dengan sentuhan Jepang dan Skandinavian.
Nah sebenarnya kalau Japandi itu kenapa agak naik daun? Karena menurutku nggak dihabis masa gitu. Kapanpun bisa dipakai, kapanpun bisa kita gunakan temanya.
Seni itu udah jalan hidup saya ya Mas ya.
Bisa bertahan di dunia kesenian, bagi saya itu udah sesuatu yang sangat mewah.
Mungkin ada yang bilang, apa sih gunanya seni itu gitu. Tapi buktinya sendiri, seni masih ada.
Tapi ya seni itu ya hidup. Kita hidup di dalam seni, kita membangun seni itu sendiri. Jadi kita menjadi satu, bahwa kita hidup di dalam seni.
What's happening now?
President Prabowo Subianto and Vice President Gibran Rakabuming Raka that took their oaths of office at the Parliament building earlier today.
Exclusive interviews and all the latest in entertainment.
We don't talk only about the money, but we talk about the timing.
Spice up your afternoon with a variety of up-to-date information.
Buenos Aires, Argentina, where Liam Payne passed away on Thursday.
Don't miss it with 3-hour news show every day at 5 p.m.
Hey, thanks for still being with us here. It is time for some entertainment news. So the first one coming from Indonesia. Anjasmara and Lulu Tobing, they're actors. They are returning to the Indonesian movie industry in the upcoming horror movie Guna Guna Istri Muda. Love the title, which is a remake of a movie of the same name that was released back in the 70s, 1977 to be exact.
Yes, folks. Guna Guna Istri Muda, yes. So it means gosh. Like the young wife. The young wife is being voodooed? Something
Or
like
no, the young wife's voodoo.
Yes.
The young wife's voodoo.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that movie tells the story of Burhan, a rich man whose life turns into a nightmare after marrying a young woman named Angel as his second wife. Angel's greed drives her to seek advice from a shaman to control Burhan and claim his wealth. Since then, Burhan and his first wife, Vivian, is haunted by a series of mystical events.
Yes, this is the latest that is directed by Robi Ertanto. Guna Guna Istri Muda stars Anjasmara as Burhan, Lulu Tobing as Vivian, Happy Salma as Sumi, and Karissa Perusat as Angel. And this you can enjoy in Indonesia on the 28th of November this year.
Angel.
I mean, it's like so like Indonesia in the 70s. Guna Guna Istri Muda, you know?
That's true. It's a very tacky title. Right?
That's true.
Yeah, but,
that's true.
yeah.
I love it.
Hope the remake will not be as tacky as the title. But anyways, folks, our next update comes from Indonesian singer Raisa.
Yes.
That has released the music video for her latest hit, Si Paling Mahir, featuring actors Cut Mini and Indra Jegel, I hope I pronounced it right, in a heartfelt 11-minute drama.
Oh, a new format of video
Cari
clip
tempat di
nowadays.
mana kamu bisa diterima.
This is an interesting twist, yeah, from video clips nowadays. They make it into a movie as well. Yes, because I know that the director of this video clip is actually a movie director, Aco Tenri. The video follows Jegel's character as he struggles to pursue his acting dreams because his mother is against his dream, really. So after a series of setbacks, he returns home to reconcile with the mother, ultimately receiving her blessing to continue chasing his dream. Oh, that's so nice.
And the powerful storyline mirrors the song's theme of overcoming life's challenges, resonating with over 32,000 viewers so far.
Aco Tenri also directed a very popular song by Sal Priadi called Gala Bunga Matahari.
Oh, right.
Yeah, with Gading Martin's daughter. And who's the name of the ex-wife again, Gading Martin? Gisela Anastasia.
Yeah, right. Yes. I cooked for her.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
we had a private event and she was one of the guests.
Oh,
yes. She's lovely.
Yeah, she's lovely, right?
Yeah.
I think she's fellow Surabayan like me.
Yeah,
Chinese
I think she is.
Hey, Giselle, good morning. Anyway, speaking of Asian descent, Lei Fei, she's an Icelandic musician with Asian descent, actually. Lei Fei is back with a special treat for this holiday season, and this time she presents a cover of the classic Santa Baby as part of her Christmas album, A Very Lei Fei Holiday.
Santa Baby, a 54 convertible.
Yes, folks, the Icelandic Chinese singer's album reflects her unique style of intimacy and warmth. Released with a signature jazz touch, the song offers listeners an elegant and soothing holiday feel.
Always. I love that about Lei Fei. The song's release is also accompanied by a special music video featuring Lei Fei as the main character and Bill Murray Wow, as the narrator, bringing a nostalgic touch to the video clip.
The principal dancer from the American Ballet Theater, Isabella Boylston, also stars in a music video along with an ensemble of ballet dancers performing stunning choreography by Alex Wong, which is known for his work on The Greatest Showman and So You Think You Can Dance.
Oh, nice. So I was wondering, right, because every time it hits October, November, and very soon December, Christmas albums would be popping up.
Yeah.
Kita bertemu kembali di kelas kreatif Seni Itu Menyenangkan. Teman-teman pasti sudah tahu kalau negara kita itu adalah negara bermacam ragam budaya. Dunia mengenal kita juga sebagai negara yang kaya akan budaya. Tarian-tarian kita pun banyak loh yang menjadi sumber inspirasi tarian dunia. Para penari tradisi kita banyak yang diundang pentas di luar negeri. Nah, itu salah satu yang menarik kalau teman-teman belajar tari tradisi. Karena kalau nanti teman-teman diundang ke luar negeri, teman-teman bisa ikut serta memperkenalkan tarian tradisi kita.
Ya teman-teman, saya beruntung karena sempat beberapa kali bisa membawakan, mementaskan tari tradisi antara lain legong di negara-negara lain di luar Indonesia. Yang sangat terlihat dari penonton di luar negeri adalah mereka sangat menikmati, ya, sangat mengapresiasi budaya kita. Seni tari tradisi itu merupakan sesuatu yang selalu jadi sesuatu yang ditunggu-tunggu. Setiap kali saya ingat setiap kali kami mementaskan tari Bali di kota manapun, di negara manapun kami berada, itu selalu penontonnya itu banyak. Setiap kali diadakan di auditorium pasti itu full, membludak. Jadi mungkin ya selain juga karena penyelenggaranya bisa mempopulerkan keberadaan acara itu dengan baik, dia juga ketertarikan yang sudah ada di negara tersebut terhadap budaya Indonesia yang memang terkenal sudah kaya dan sangat berwarna. Dan pengalaman-pengalaman seperti itu membuat kebanggaan sebagai penari tari tradisi itu semakin lama semakin tinggi. Dan saya merasa kalau tidak menguasai atau kalau saya bukan penari tari tradisi, mungkin saya tidak akan mendapatkan pengalaman yang seperti itu. Jadi negara-negara yang pernah saya datangi untuk menari mungkin sekitar 10 negara, tapi beberapa diantaranya sering kami datangi, antara lain India. India sangat sering menyelenggarakan acara-acara budaya yang mengikut sertakan penari klasik dari Indonesia seperti kami. Dan negara lainnya misalnya di Eropa, Jerman, Belanda. Di Belanda ada yang namanya rumah Indonesia, rumah budaya Indonesia, dan ini di sini penari-penarinya adalah orang-orang Indonesia yang tinggal lama di Belanda dan mereka adalah penari yang kuat-kuat. Dan saya beruntung karena waktu di Belanda sempat juga menari bersama dan juga memberi mereka workshop tari Bali waktu itu, tari Rejang Dewa dan juga tari Legong kupu-kupu. Kemudian negara Eropa lainnya adalah Macedonia dan Bulgaria. Dan yang sangat berkesan bagi saya adalah waktu itu tari Legong Mintaraga yang kami bawa adalah tari Bali pertama yang penduduk Macedonia pertama kali melihat secara live, secara langsung, dan itu muncul di surat kabar dan lain-lain, jadi diliput dengan baik. Dan saya baru sadar bahwa itu pertama kalinya ada tari Bali yang dipentaskan live di Macedonia. Kemudian juga yang negara lain di Asia, antara lain Singapura tentunya dan juga Filipina. Lalu negara Eropa lainnya yang pernah saya datangi untuk menari adalah Kroasia, itu tahun lalu, Vienna juga, Austria dan Hungaria. Tapi yang menarik di Kroasia adalah kami tidak hanya menari di ibu kotanya, di Zagreb, tapi juga di kota kecil di pinggir laut yang bernama Zadar. Dan Zadar ini mempunyai sebuah area kota tua yang terbuat dari batu-batu yang sudah dibuat atau sudah dibangun sejak zaman Romawi. Jadi merupakan kota yang kuno sekali, dan kami di situ di pelataran kota kuno itu menarikan joget bumbung. Dan joget bumbung itu diikuti oleh para pengunjung atau para penduduk yang tinggal di situ, dan itu merupakan kenangan yang luar biasa. Dan pertama kali juga sepertinya Zadar melihat pertunjukan tari Bali secara live yang juga bisa mereka ikuti karena itu merupakan tari pergaulan. Ya teman-teman, sewaktu kami mementaskan joget bumbung di pelataran kota Zadar, waktu itu sepertinya karena itu merupakan suatu event Kedutaan Besar Indonesia di Kroasia, penonton semula hanya mendekat dan duduk-duduk di seputar plaza itu karena ada rasa ingin tahu melihat kostum kami yang berwarna-warni. Lalu sebelum kami menari ada juga lagu-lagu ya, menyanyikan lagu-lagu Indonesia. Tapi lalu begitu joget bumbung itu mulai kami tarikan, tadinya menarinya hanya bertiga dan menghadap penonton. Tapi mungkin karena mereka melihat bahwa kostumnya unik dan juga ekspresi yang ceria dari tarian itu, mereka tertarik. Dan ketika kami mendekat ke penonton dan menarik, mereka jadi ada rasa kaget tapi juga tidak bisa menolak. Jadi begitu kami tarik dan kami ajak menari di tengah-tengah, mereka menyadari bahwa tidak susah untuk menarikannya. Lalu mereka pun mulai menari, dan begitu kami selesai menari dengan satu orang, kami tarik satu orang lagi untuk menari dengan orang yang semula kami tarik. Jadi semakin lama semakin banyak orang-orang yang menarikan joget bumbung, dan kami pun terus sekitar 10 menit 15 menit menarikan itu, dan begitu kami selesai mereka malah more mau lagi dan lagi. Jadi itu sangat menyenangkan di hari Minggu waktu itu dipentaskannya.
Nah, kita akan dengarkan kisah dari tokoh tari yang lain ya. Banyak pengalaman menarik bagaimana sebagai penari tampil di panggung-panggung luar negeri.
Beberapa pengalaman pentas karya tradisi di panggung internasional sebetulnya sangat menarik. Jadi pertama kali di tahun 91 di acara kias gitu ya, pameran antara Indonesia dan Amerika itu saya di dalam grup Gumarang Sakti Dance Company, kita tur ada 16 negara bagian. Nah itu lamanya 1,5 bulan. Tur 1,5 bulan itu bukan karena ke Amerikanya, tapi yang menarik adalah bagaimana respon penonton-penonton ya, penonton-penonton di setiap negara bagian. Yang pertama kami main di San Francisco. Nah di San Francisco itu pentas 2 kali ya. Di hari pertama pentas itu gedung pertunjukannya penuh, dan kemudian respon di saat terakhir, di penghormatan terakhir. Biasa kalau penari ada pertunjukan lalu di akhir pentas mereka memberi hormat, apresiasi terhadap penonton. Lalu penontonnya tepuk tangan. Nah, kita tidak mengira mereka akan tepuk tangan yang lama sekali. Itu sampai kita sudah keluar mereka masih tepuk tangan, jadi kita harus masuk lagi ke panggung memberikan penghormatan. Itu ada lebih kurang 15 menit. 15 menit tepuk tangan yang membuat kita terharu. Waktu saya jadi penari misalnya pertunjukan ke beberapa negara di Asia Tenggara atau Asia secara keseluruhan, itu seperti di Filipina, kemudian ada Malaysia, itu sebetulnya budaya kita dengan Asia Tenggara tidak terlalu berbeda. Kemudian tari-tarinya juga semua berangkat dari tradisi, pengembangan dari tradisi. Jadi secara emosional ada seperti perasaan yang sama gitu. Nah, ketika di negara Asia yang lain seperti di Jepang, saya misalnya ikut dengan karyanya Profesor Sardono W. Kusumo. Nah itu menari di museum. Nah ini juga pengalaman yang berbeda karena bagaimana masyarakat di Jepang mengapresiasi dengan cara berbeda. Mereka sangat menghargai Indonesia, selalu menjadikan tradisi-tradisinya sebagai sumber dari karya. Apresiasi masyarakat Jepang sangat tinggi terhadap karya-karya yang tampil di Jepang ya, karya-karya Indonesia, terutama karya-karya yang bersumber terhadap tradisi. Karena sampai hari ini karya-karya atau tari-tari Indonesia yang ditampilkan di luar negeri itu masih kuat bersumber pada tradisi. Karya-karya yang bersumber dari tradisi itu menjadi unggulan ketika tampil di panggung-panggung dunia, dan itu sampai hari ini itu tetap terjadi. Dan kemudian kalau misalnya kita ke Eropa, itu hal yang sama juga sangat dihargai. Masyarakat Barat atau orang-orang Barat seperti iri terhadap Indonesia karena kita punya sumber yang kaya, akar yang kuat. Jika berbicara sesuatu kita lebih spesifik atau menjadi punya karakter dan punya identitas. Ini keuntungan dari seniman-seniman tari Indonesia karena mereka punya akar tradisi tari yang kuat.
Jadi begini teman-teman, saya pertama kali tampil di luar negeri itu tahun 85. Nah, saat itu memang tidak seperti sekarang, untuk ke luar negeri itu masih sangat sulit. Kalau sekarang kan gampang banget kan, kedutaan-kedutaan sudah biasa mengundang, kemudian banyak event-event internasional mengundang seniman dari Indonesia. Nah, zaman dulu itu saya mau keluar negeri aja karena saking kepinginnya saya jual mobil untuk beli tiket PP tahun 85. Tapi akhirnya cukup berhasil karena dari kejadian itu kemudian itu menjadi titik awal saya bisa tampil di luar negeri. Karena Indonesia dianggap unik. Kalau saya di luar negeri saya biasanya pasti tampil dua macam. Yang satu tari-tari tradisi, yang satu tari kreasi, ciptaan saya sendiri. Jadi saya pasti menampilkan atau mengenalkan dulu ini tari tradisi Indonesia. Saya biasanya menarikan Jawa, kemudian Bali, lalu setelah itu tari yang kreasi saya sendiri. Dan relatif apresiasi masyarakat luar negeri itu sangat-sangat positif. Tetapi satu hal yang menarik adalah pada zaman itu tahun 85, orang lebih mengenal Bali daripada Indonesia. Ya, jadi kalau saya pentas di Belgia, waktu itu saya pertama kali ke Belgia, mereka tanya, loh kalau di Yogyakarta itu atau di Indonesia itu sebelah mananya Bali? Jadi mereka menganggapnya Indonesia itu bukan Bali dan Bali bukan Indonesia. Jadi menunjukkan bahwa Bali lebih populer dahulu dibanding Indonesia. Nah, ini salah satu hal yang memicu saya untuk memperkenalkan Indonesia. Saya beruntung karena saya sudah pentas di 5 benua di dunia ini. Dan kalau hitung banyaknya negara, kurang lebih 38 negara saya sudah singgahi. Ya. Dan dari sekian perjalanan itu memang banyak sekali yang usaha saya sendiri, dalam arti saya promosi sendiri. Kemudian karena giatnya saya promosi, kemudian mulai dikenal oleh masyarakat luar, dan kemudian juga kedutaan-kedutaan mulai mengundang saya. Karena kan otomatis kalau ada kegiatan pertunjukan, ada seni Indonesia, lalu ada info sampai ke kedutaan. Nah, kemudian mulailah dari kedutaan kadang-kadang mengundang saya untuk tampil di luar negeri, begitu. Antara lain negara-negara yang sudah pernah saya singgahi, kalau yang di Eropa itu mulai dari Belgia, Prancis, Inggris, Spanyol, Belanda pasti, kemudian Prancis ya, lalu Austria dan sebagainya. Kalau Amerika, saya sudah sempat ke beberapa kota, antara lain ke New York, ke Washington DC, ke San Francisco, ke Seattle, kemudian ke Michigan dan sebagainya. Kalau di Australia saya sudah juga di beberapa kota, lalu di New Zealand juga sudah di beberapa kota, 4 kota kalau New Zealand ya, kalau Australia sudah cukup banyak. Kemudian di Asia ya, termasuk mulai dari Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Kambodia, kemudian ada di Taiwan, dari Hong Kong, Singapura, Malaysia, dan sebagainya. Mereka sangat-sangat appreciate. Bahkan saya sempat diundang di Yale University. Mungkin Yale University itu university yang bergengsi di Amerika kan, seperti Harvard. Ya. Itu gara-gara saya adalah penerus tradisi cross gender Indonesia. Saya diundang ke Yale, saya pertunjukkan dan kemudian seminar di kelas tentang studi gender. Lalu banyak sekali universitas dari Seattle, Washington University, dari Michigan University, dari San Francisco, UC Berkeley, kemudian dari banyak di Jepang ada Tokyo Women University, dari pokoknya di hampir banyak university di seluruh dunia ini mengundang saya untuk berbicara tentang seni tradisi cross gender Indonesia. Dan mereka biasanya peneliti atau mahasiswa yang yang melakukan penelitian atau studi tentang gender. Sehingga Indonesia memang luar biasa. Begitu di dunia internasional, saya diketemukan dengan seniman cross gender seperti misalnya dari Jepang, seniman-seniman Nihonbuyo ataupun Kabuki, yang sampai saat detik ini di Jepang itu kesenian yang cukup mahal dan cukup bergengsi. Kabuki itu laki-laki juga memerankan wanita. Tapi masyarakat Jepang tahu sejarahnya dan mereka appreciate sekali. Contohnya kalau misalnya teman-teman sempat nanti ke Jepang nonton Kabuki, lihat aja berapa mahal tiketnya. Kemudian ada Takarasuka di Jepang. Takarasuka itu semua pemainnya perempuan, memerankan laki-laki juga perempuan. Ya. Lalu di Tiongkok ada Beijing Opera, ada Nanjing, dan zaman dulu opera-opera Cina itu juga pemainnya kebanyakan laki-laki yang memerankan wanita. Seperti salah satu tokohnya adalah Mei Lan Fang yang sangat dikenal sebagai salah satu seniman besar legendaris dari Beijing Opera. Beijing Opera itu ada museumnya di Beijing. Lalu di India banyak sekali tari-tari seni cross gender. Ada kucipudi, ada katakali, ya. Nah semacam itu kan kesenian-kesenian yang cukup menarik dan itu tidak cuma di Indonesia, di dunia luar pun ada. Dan banyak sekali sejarah-sejarah yang menarik kemunculan atau kenapa ada tradisi seni cross gender.
Begitulah teman-teman, belajar tari tradisi ternyata bisa membuat kita semakin punya banyak kesempatan untuk diundang ke luar negeri. Banyak negara yang ingin mengenal tradisi kita. Banyak acara di luar negeri yang ingin mengundang mereka yang menekuni tari tradisi. Nah, kalau teman-teman tekun belajar tari tradisi, bisa loh teman-teman nantinya diundang ke Eropa misalnya. Tapi jangan lupa oleh-olehnya buat saya.
Kerahasiaan ini terus melaju hingga akhirnya rider Ducati Pramac ini finish di posisi pertama. Pembalap McLaren Lando Norris mendominasi balapan sejak mulai start hingga finish. Jojo terus menjauh hingga akhirnya menggilas lawannya tersebut di angka 21-12. AC Milan memenangkan laga Derby della Madonia di jornada kelima dengan skor 2-1. Torehan tersebut membawa Persebaya naik ke posisi puncak klasemen sementara Liga 1.
Saksikan Belajar Baik, Senin sampai Sabtu pukul 11 siang hanya di JTV.
Dari 150 kali gempa tersebut, 2 diantaranya memiliki kekuatan signifikan.
Selama ini pabrik rumahan tersebut memproduksi arak jenis Trobas tanpa izin.
Untuk keripik singkong dan jagung ini sangat murah meriah.
5 kapal penumpang ini diberangkatkan secara bergiliran sejak pagi hingga petang. Para tersangka memalsukan beras SPHP yang dikemas menjadi beras premium.
Dugaan sementara kebakaran dipicu oleh korsleting kelistrikan mobil.
Saksikan Jatim Awan hanya di JTV.
Wow. Aha. Wow.
Mantap suaranya. Yahut goyangannya. Stasiun dangdut digoyang sama Yahut.
Ketemu maneh karo topik monyong nang acara gak cuma cangkruan gareng.
Karena itu milik masyarakat banyak, berarti yang memanfaatkan dan yang memperoleh keuntungan adalah masyarakat banyak.
Sustainability tourism, data-data yang terkait dengan alas hak.
Tapi kan kadang-kadang kepingin iki cepet-cepetan tutup
sampai di rumah dengan selamat itu. Saya lihatnya sisi positif saja.
Ojo pindah channel, tetap dengan acara gak cuma cangkruan gareng, cerdas berkualitas yo. Selamat. Jelas. Paketan ente. Pakai i. Yo. Oh, pesiron. Paketanmu gak tau tek sih. Loh, awakmu pasti gak tau melok kuis tul jaena. Nanti di nopo? Nah, JTV Jumat Sabtu Minggu jam 6 sampai jam 8. Iling-ilingin ya. Pokok setiap Jumat Sabtu Minggu jam 6 sampai jam 8 nduk kuis tul jaena JTV 100% Jawa Timur. Entek manek paketannya lagi.
Bagi Anda yang suka jajan atau suka ngemil, sama nih seperti saya pemirsa, saya punya rekomendasi jajanan tradisional bernama dumbek. Jajanan tradisional ini berbentuk terompet dan terbuat dari tepung beras, lalu ada santan kelapa dan juga gula merah dibungkus dengan daun siwalan.
Masyarakat di Desa Kesamben, Kecamatan Plumpang, Kabupaten Tuban, Jawa Timur memiliki jajanan tradisional namanya dumbek. Dumbek merupakan jajanan tradisional berbentuk trompet kecil terbuat dari gulungan daun siwalan. Bahan baku utama untuk membuat dumbek adalah tepung beras, santan kelapa, dan gula merah. Beberapa produsen terkadang juga mencampurkan susu agar terasa lebih gurih.